Padres fans, we're here to give you a 360 view and an all-access pass to your San Diego Padres. Here's what we have on deck for today's show. We kick it off by getting an exclusive look at what goes into Padres Giveaway Day. Plus, we sit down and talk Padres baseball with the men behind the Padres and Pines podcast. And we set sail with Padres relief pitcher Craig Stammen when we weigh anchor on the beautiful San Diego Bay. All that and more now on Padres POV, presented by Nissan. Everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Padres POV presented by Nissan. I'm your host, Michelle Margot. We're here at the San Diego Bay, which you'll see we go sailing with Craig Stammen later in the show. But first, let's talk Padres operations. They're the people behind those cool free fedoras, the cute puppy calendars, and the fun bobbleheads you get when you walk into the ballpark on a Padres giveaway day. Let's check out what Padres Ops does on those days. Take a look.
Today we have the Padres hoodies giveaway presented by Toyota. We have about 30,000 items that we'll be placing at the gates. We're working through 6 gates today. The kids behind me have the tough job. They're the ones having to hand it out and get product moved from one gate to the next if we're running short. It's always cool to go out and be around town and see people wearing, some of the things that your team handed out over the course of the year. So it makes you proud to be a Padres fan.
There's that one for you. Do you want a medium or a XL?
Medium's good.
Okay, there you go. Have fun, you guys.
We know that to live up to that USA Today #1 ballpark ranking, it takes a lot of people, it takes a lot of smiles, and we want to make sure that they get off to the right foot when they come through the gates, and we're ready to put a big smile on their face. So you guys should have 92 boxes of extra large, 53 large, 46 medium, and 23 double XL. It's kind of like my playbook. Refer to it throughout the game, so it keeps me on track and keeps me headed in the right direction. Such a goober. Heading down the service corridor. It's kind of the underbelly of the ballpark. Oh, you want me to get you the radio? Oh, after you. Right now we're in the ballpark operations offices. We're looking at our smart board, which is part of our ticketing platform, which allows us to basically see where guests are coming from, what the flow of those guests entering the turnstiles is, and allows us to use this as a secondary measure whether or not we need to adjust where we're using staff, where we're deploying staff. So right now, the gates just open. We got a ways to go, so we can already know that it's going to be a busy, 2 hours to go here. Christian on our team, he's responsible for all of our exterior line cues and staging. He plays an important role of feeding all of us back information of what he's seeing on the outside.
Daniel, come in, Daniel. East Village queue is fully activated. It's free flowing though, and the bubble's only about a third of the way full. So what we do out here is we manage the crowd management, the ingress and egress of the fans entering the building and exiting the building. I think it's an extra incentive for fans to come. These hoodies are actually really nice, multiple sizes, which appeals to multiple people.
Even a chubby guy like me can wear these.
The craziest story I've had, it was the red carpet parade for All-Star Game. We had to flip it from a parade ending to our north and south queue for All-Star Game, and we did it in about, I think it was 12 and a half minutes. That was one of the craziest experiences I've had, and to see our crew work in that fashion was amazing.
Once the gates open, it's almost like an opera. There's this big moment at the beginning when we open the gates and the fans are excited to come in. And then you have a period where it kind of dies down and things kind of go at a nice pace. And then you get ready for the crescendo, right? About 30 minutes, 45 minutes before the game starts is we reach this pinnacle of activity, and that's what we really ramp ourselves up to each day. We just try to make sure the fans leave the gate happy.
You know what my wife does? Is she schedules every game we go to based on the giveaways.
I think it's good. It's a nice shirt. Fits nice. It feels nice.
I got this for free.
I think they're awesome.
It's really good looking because I'm kind of picky.
And they're warm.
Yeah,
Cool.
we like it.
We love it. The Padres rule.
Padres roll. Yeah.
Padres Ops is just one reason that makes Petco such an amazing stadium. This year, USA Today ranked your ballpark the #1 stadium in the country. We caught up with USA Today writer Ted Berg on why Petco Park is atop the list.
I have been to 27 of the 30 active parks. It's cool that Petco Park offers so many different types of environment. If you really want to focus on the game, there are great seats where you can do that. Or if you want to have a more leisurely baseball experience, you can go hang out in the Berman center field, and it's sort of like a nice party. It's a great way to see the city because it is right downtown. You can go out before or after a game. I love that it's not too old-fashioned looking in sort of that mock old-fashioned way that a lot of ballparks are. I love the way it's built right into the city. I love that the warehouse was there and they sort of built the stadium around it. Plus, I mean, the sightlines are great. It's a great experience. Food was great. It smelled fantastic. The whole place just smelled terrific walking around the concourses. So it was sort of the whole picture that made it #1 for me.
Can't argue with that one. Coming up, Craig Stammen goes sailing for the first time in his life in his new home city. Plus, what's it like to run a Padres podcast? We find out. You don't want to miss it.
It's awesome. It's exciting. He's an awesome guy. That voice, that laugh, it's so great to hear.
But first, let's take a look back at this week in Friar history. Padres outfielder Rickey Henderson in 2001 drew his 2,063rd walk to pass Babe Ruth and become baseball's all-time walks leader. Back here on Padres POV, presented by Nissan, here at the San Diego Bay, which we'll be sailing on with Padres pitcher Craig Stammen later in the show. But for now, we talk some Padres baseball with the guys behind Padres and Pints. Take a look. Hey, Michelle, nice to meet you.
Rick.
Nice to meet
Nice
you guys.
to meet you.
Thank you so much for coming to Ballast Point.
Yeah.
Talk some Padres baseball. Should we do a little toast?
Let's do a little cheers.
What should we do it to?
Here's to a successful 2017 Padres season.
Yes,
Whoa.
I love it. Padres and Pints podcast. You guys do it every couple months. Main topic is Padres, I assume.
Yeah, we
A little bit of pints too.
Okay.
a little bit of Padres, a little bit of Pints.
Who has been the biggest influence for you guys? Any Padre? I'm assuming. I'm sure Tony
all
Gwynn.
time?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Tony Gwynn, hands down.
Now you have to say Tony Gwynn. That's
I mean, yeah. But then, like, a close second for me is Randy Jones. So that's where I get the name RJ's Pro. Randy Jones's throw that he had in the 70s.
I liked Gary Sheffield that one year he was a Padre. He put up a monster year.
Almost went for the triple crown.
Yeah, that was a monster year, and that was the one year that I didn't think I was a Tony Gwynn fan as much as a Gary Sheffield fan, but I don't know why I thought that. That was a terrible idea.
So, what are your thoughts now that Tony Gwynn Jr. is now part of our broadcast team?
It's awesome. It's exciting. He's an awesome guy. That voice, that laugh, it's so great to hear. And he seems to be really passionate about it, which is cool to watch.
It's so early.
What impresses you guys most about this 2017 team?
Well, Will Myers, he's a great player. He's on fire. He's hitting with a lot of power this year.
White queso, man.
White queso.
So, like, I mean, the young guys, too.
Yeah.
Renfro, Hedges, Margot, like all those guys. It's exciting to see them grow as a team.
It is, and I've always said, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, it's way more fun to watch a team grow. Of all the young guys, Will Myers doesn't count, of all the young guys, who do you think is going to be like the Padre?
I feel like Hedges could be that guy. Young, homegrown, he could field, he's got a gun, he could hit, he could do it all.
For me, I like Manny Margot as well. Hedges is great. I think they're similar players in a lot of ways in that they're great defensively, and they also have that chance to contribute well offensively. If they can put both of those two together, then that's an all-star player in the making.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you.
Share plays and the rest of me, I'm just gonna.
All right.
Perfect, thank you.
Take this, guys.
Ryan Schiff is actually one of the more interesting players in baseball. He started as a 27 to 28-year-old rookie, right? That's crazy. He also has really extreme fly ball tendencies.
Uppercut.
Yeah. And really interesting player because of that.
You guys grew up a Padres fan before Petco Park was there. So when Petco Park opened up, what was your favorite part about it? Did it help anything with the Padres? Did it hurt anything with the Padres? Do people go to Padres games for the park now? What do you think?
It reinvigorated baseball in a lot of ways in San Diego. I know I started paying more attention. I was away in college when ballpark opened, but it sort of made me pay more attention to the Padres again, kind of brought me back to them, even though I grew up rooting for them.
I feel like it gets better every year somehow. Like when you,
I agree.
Yeah, you think
100%.
it can't get better, and then like the next year you're like, we added this.
Why do you guys do Padres and Pints? And why? What has kept you guys fans this long?
Am I doing this right? I don't know.
Excellent question. Excellent question. I feel like we just really love baseball. We love baseball. We love our city. And we kind of were looking for something to do, like, at the time too, like, we felt like the coverage of the Padres wasn't up to par. So we wanted to do something to, like,
But then
just-
Fox Sports San Diego came
Yeah, Fox
around.
Sports San Diego. Exactly. I know.
I really appreciate you guys getting together with us. For sure, until next time. I love talking baseball. Love talking baseball with Padres fans.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what's going to come this season. And I'm sure you guys are optimistic as well.
Yes.
This was great.
Very
This
much
was
so.
amazing.
Yes.
Look at all this.
Thank you.
I know.
Thank you.
I-
Let's eat all this
also-
food now
I
and
know.
watch the
Let's-
game.
Exactly. You're going to have to turn around, though.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We can do play-by-play and try. Now we're shunned. But really, thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now those are some guys who know their Friars. And one of those Friars, catcher Austin Hedges, played a little game with us called Margot's for the Cycle. Check it out. Hey guys, we're here with catcher Austin Hedges. We're going to play a little game to get to know you a little bit called Michelle Margot's for the Cycle. It's a series of 4 questions. Each base gets increasingly harder, okay? First base, last thing you Googled.
Probably our schedule.
Okay. Second base, what happened in your life on this day, May 4th, 2015?
That's when I got called up to the big leagues.
Great job. Now third base, as a catcher, who is the toughest pitcher you've ever caught and what made them so tough to catch?
Probably Tyson Ross. He's just got a nasty two-seam, nasty slider. Everything he throws moves a lot, so I always have a difficult time with him.
All right, now for the home run question, we want the story, in your words, of why you were wearing a Kentucky basketball outfit to a day of practice in spring training.
I just made a fun little wager with Andy Green about, I'm a big UCLA fan, he's a big Kentucky fan, and they played each other in the March Madness basketball tournament. So loser had to wear a jersey. He kind of went a little over the top and went full uni, so it was kind of fun, made the loss feel a little bit better.
Coming up after the break, see who is on deck in the Friars' future. And we learn that Craig Stammen can not only sail, but has another unique talent as well. We'll be right back.
As I've gotten older, I can remember all the songs, remember all the moves, so now I'm teaching the younger generation.
But first, let's test your knowledge with some Padres POV trivia. Where did Craig Stammen go to college? Is it A, Ohio State, B, University of Cincinnati, or C, University of Dayton? We'll tell you right after this. Welcome back to Padres POV, presented by Nissan. Before the break, we asked you where Craig Stammen went to college. If you answered C, University of Dayton, you're correct. He got drafted by the Washington Nationals in 2005 out of University of Dayton. San Diego sports fans, be sure to check out Fox Sports San Diego's newest show, Inside San Diego Sports, airing every Tuesday night after Padres Live, the postgame show. Coming up this week on Inside San Diego Sports, get an inside look on what goes into the playoff game day experience with the San Diego Gulls.
This town has caught Gulls fever.
It's the best time of the year. Everything is amplified. You know, you can just tell walking into the rink. You know, there's kind of a different aura about it. But you can make a name for yourself in the playoffs.
In case you missed it, you can always visit foxsportssandiego.com for all the latest videos and articles. Padres GM AJ Preller has mentioned that he wants to start seeing waves of talent coming up. So with that said, let's introduce you to some of the Padres on deck. Enyel De Los Santos, just 21 years old, and he's in AA San Antonio. He's your number 17 prospect acquired from the Seattle Mariners in a trade for Joaquin Benoit. Let's listen in on some of the action in AA, where he was the Texas League Pitcher of the Week on April 18th this year.
Here's the 0-2, and another one swung on and missed, down and out of the zone.
Celebrate year. The 1-2 delivery and it swung on and missed.
This guy had 31 steals a year ago. He's jammed, kind of a half-swing roller wide at first. De Los Santos picks the ball up, dives head first to the bag, and the out is recorded.
Now let's take a look at another young man with a world of potential, Fernando Tatis Jr. He's playing in Single A in the Midwest League for the Fort Wayne Tin Caps. He's just 18 years old, and he's the number 8 prospect for the Padres. He was picked up in that trade with the White Sox that dealt James Shields. His high point so far has been a 437-foot home run. Listen in.
Tatis cranks that one deep to center field.
Oh,
Josh
my
Lowe
goodness.
goes back, still going back. Whoa! To the summit, presented by Tuthill.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
And still to come, we show Craig Stammen what San Diego is all about with some sailing on the bay. Stay with us for what's on deck. Literally.
This is like driver's ed right here.
You have a brake too.
Got the wheel and the brake over there.
Welcome back to Padres POV, presented by Nissan. I'm Michelle Margot. We continue here at the beautiful San Diego Bay, where we took one of the newest additions to the Padres bullpen, Craig Stammen, sailing for his first time ever. Check it out. You ready to go for a little sail?
Yeah, let's check it out. See what it's all about.
Well, have you ever been sailing before?
I've been on a boat, but I don't know about a sailboat.
Okay, do you know like bow, stern, port, starboard, anything like that?
I can make some guesses, but I wouldn't win the
guess?
contest. No, not really.
Your dad is a huge influence on you growing up in the baseball world. How did that come about?
My dad's kind of like my best friend. Coached me all through Little League. Coached me before Little League started, you know, just playing in the backyard, hitting the ground balls, playing pepper together. He's raised me to the man that I am right now. I would love to follow in his footsteps. He actually just retired March 31st.
Oh.
And part of his deal with retirement is he's allowed to come watch me play whenever he wants. He's just all about the baseball. So he's like showing up to the park like 3 hours ahead of time before people are allowed to even get tickets. He's so excited about it.
We have heard that you are a square dancer. Can you tell us how that originated?
Back where I grew up, at all the weddings, we always do square dancing. The bands all know how to call them out and all that kind of stuff. When we were in like 5th grade for music class, they brought in people that taught us how to square dance and said we'd use it in our future, but it was just for those weddings back home. As I've gotten older, I can remember all the songs, remember all the moves, so now I'm teaching the younger generation how to do it when we go to the weddings.
Speaking of which, your wife got a hole-in-one on your honeymoon?
Yeah.
And you happen to be recording?
Yeah.
What are the chances of that?
Come on, roll, roll.
She's a really good athlete. She started golfing a few years back, and then when we met, it was one of the things that we liked doing together, so we did it on her honeymoon. Luckily, you know, I'm a lucky man that she golfed on her honeymoon. But she likes to put together videos of things that we do. She said, well, let's video some golf stuff, and let's video all the par threes in case we do something crazy like hit a hole-in-one. And then the next hole, she made the hole-in-one. I've played my whole life and really haven't come close. And she just steps right up and knocks one in.
So when you saw that, were you just like, yeah, I married the right one?
Yeah, exactly.
Craig, why don't you come back here and take the wheel, see how she feels.
All right. In control.
If we want to try to jibe, we can, and come the other direction, kind of towards Petco Park a little bit if we want.
On a scale from 1 to Christopher Columbus, how sailor do you feel right now?
1. This is like driver's ed right here.
You have a brake too.
You have the wheel and the brake over there.
You want to go check out the back?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow. This is cool.
How about this, huh?
When you were growing up, did you know you wanted to be a Major League Baseball player, or what was the goal?
Yeah, I wanted to be a baseball player, professional football player, professional basketball player, I wanted to do them all. That's how I grew up, was loving sports, and baseball happened to be the one that I was the best at and the one I grew to love the most. And luckily I just was able to get to the next level at each spot. You have to pinch yourself sometimes and wonder how the heck you got here, but the grace of God and just a little bit of hard work along the way gets you places you never dreamed of going. I went from a young guy to an old guy really fast going to the Padres.
Oh, well.
There's so many young guys on this team, but that youthful exuberance is what makes our team what it is, and the energy that we bring to the stadium every day is what can make us a really good team this year. I think everybody, no matter how old they are, should come to the park thinking that they are a leader in how they do things. Whether you're an older guy or a younger guy, the younger guys do look up to the older guys because we've been there and done that before. But I've always tried to go about my business the correct way and be a model of the model. And if you're a model of the model, then people tend to follow and go along with that. And hopefully the young guys are seeing that from some of the older guys, and hopefully we are a good model for those guys and show them how to be a winning ball club.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Now I feel like you can go sail the world.
I learned so much.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode of Padres POV. Thank you so much for joining us. From the beautiful San Diego Bay, I'm Michelle Margot. Cue the rollout. Sure, I'll eat all the carbs in the world today.
How cool.
Sorry, they're talking in my ear. They're talking in my ear.
I said that completely wrong.
The world just saw that.